For me, the beauty of a franchise model is it is so scalable. Once you get your core processes and kind of your operation in place, it's not double the work to double your territory.
Welcome back to the Daly Coach YouTube channel. Today we have a really fun guest. You know, you guys love it when I bring franchisees who can share their story, their transition from corporate America, or in this case, we have he was a franchisee of another brand. He was exiting and looking for his next play when he landed on the business that he's currently a part of. And he's about to tell us how he's ready to sign on the dotted line for 3 more additional territories. Welcome to Kim Daly TV, Mr. Scott Hedges from Detroit, Michigan. He is a franchisee of Ace Handyman. Scott, welcome to Kim Daly TV.
Thank you, Kim. Glad to be here.
I am so happy to have you here. Thanks for being my special guest today. So let's talk a little bit about the handyman business. Let's just dive right into the heart of the conversation. Like, what the heck happened to the handyman business in 2020 and coming into 2021?
Well, obviously, we've spent more time at home now. So many people are working remotely. There has been quite an increase in the interest of the homeowner and even the small business owner to refresh, to fix, to increase the enjoyment factor of the space you spend so much time in. And that has really resonated well with Ace Handyman because we fit a unique niche where we're not going to come in and remodel your house or your kitchen or your bath, but we will take care of all those honey-do lists, all those small projects around the house that the larger contractor doesn't focus on and doesn't have the wherewithal in their operation to do those smaller jobs like we do. That's our niche.
It's so necessary. Like, I'm a single woman. I have a honey-do list that's like this, and I have nobody to do it. I certainly don't know
Yeah.
how to do most of the stuff. So I totally get that niche. Okay, so Ace Handyman, guys, what do you think of when you hear the word Ace? You think of Ace Hardware. So, Scott, let's talk a little bit about what business were you exiting and why did you select the handyman industry as your next venture?
Yeah, so I was with another franchise brand called Goldfish Swim School, which was established and launched here in the Detroit area. I sold my interest in 4 of those locations to my business partners, and that was right before the pandemic hit. Kind of found myself in this new, like, what do I do next phase? One of my good friends lost his job during COVID, and we started doing some little side jobs for friends and family, and quickly realized there is such a demand. And if you call people back, you do what you say you're going to do for the price you say you're going to do it for, and you could do a good job and be better than the most. If you do a really good job and a great job, and you provide that experience to the customer that's easy and enjoyable, it's fishing in a barrel. So we
Science people, but it's in the trades, it is. No offense to our kind tradespeople.
Exactly. So I started investigating what the other options were out there. I like the franchise model. And luckily, I got put in touch with a really good franchise coach. I was really interested in another brand, quite honestly. And he said, you really need to take a step back and think about this new one that's really coming on. You know, Ace Hardware acquired this small franchise called Handyman Matters out in Denver back in September 2019. And now with this brand recognition and this unbelievable track record of customer experience and neighborhood, the helpful place behind this handyman branch has just given it quite a boost in reputation and opportunity.
So amazing. It really is. As I was starting to say, when you think of the word ACE, what do you think of? You think of the local hardware store. And now they have local handyman who can, like, they can recommend, they can come, send to your house to help you with those do-it-yourself projects so you don't have to do it yourself. That is why Ace Handyman is so on the move. It is a very fast-growing franchise. In fact, here at Franchoice, Ace Handyman was one of the top franchises that the franchise consultants helped grow in the first half of 2021. So it's
Yeah.
really fun to see. Being a consultant for 19 years, I don't know that I've ever seen another handyman business up there on the leaderboard. So what a great, great time to be in the handyman world for sure. Now, Scott, did you have prior carpentry or trade skill, and or is that necessary to be a successful multi-unit owner with Ace Handyman?
I don't think it's necessary. No, I could probably say I'm a self-proclaimed handyman. That's my. I don't do yoga, but if I,
You're
my
right.
version of yoga is home improvement projects.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So my wife and kids know if I have to have a project around the house to kind of keep me calm and keep me feeling level. So I've always been interested in that space. So it was a good fit for me in that regard. But no, I don't think you have to have that experience because they were very upfront from the beginning, which I appreciated at our support center in Denver. They want you working on the business, not necessarily in the business, not swinging the hammer, but how are you going to get the phone to ring? How are you going to build that team to service your customer base the way the model's designed?
Yeah, 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 yeah. As in so many franchises, listeners, right? You don't need prior experience. If the franchisor says no prior experience is necessary, you don't need prior experience. They can get you up that learning curve. It's certainly fun if you have a passion or an interest in the widget, in the space, right? But it's not essential. What's essential is that you see value in the service that's being offered, and most importantly, that you find a leadership team that inspires you, a leadership team that you feel has the back end systems and tools that you'll be able to utilize to then go build that business, right, Scott? That's what's most important,
Absolutely.
right?
Yes. And I think there was a great marriage between the existing franchise, Handyman Matters, and Ace Hardware. Very similar cultures, very like mindseted on how to deliver a really unique and special experience to their customers.
So you tiptoe in with one territory. Was that like, I want to see how it goes and then I'm going to scale up? Or was it always your intention to kind of come in and kind of own that greater Detroit market?
Yeah, for me, the beauty of a franchise model is it is so scalable. Once you get your core processes and kind of your operation in place, it's not double the work to double your territory. My wife and I, we always had that intent of growing. But as you said earlier, the brand is growing so fast. We decided to accelerate our individual growth because we wanted certain markets before they were bought up by other franchisees.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. That definitely happens. So
Mhm.
good for you. So what are you most looking forward to? Like, do you have the plan with this brand to build and sell like you did with your first franchise? Or is this something more that you're hoping, you have kind of a longer term vision with?
Uh, I'd like to say a bit longer term vision, but opportunity just kind of happens at times, right? I, I think if anything over this last year and a half we've learned is that I might have a plan and I'm on a path for that plan, but be ready for tomorrow because it could be totally different.
Exactly. And I always tell my candidates, businesses are built to be sold. Look, if somebody comes around the corner and offers you a whole bunch of money, dangling money in front of you to go away, you'd be crazy not to at least consider it, right? That asset that
Absolutely.
you're building has value. And depending on the
Hmm.
brand, depending on the markets you own, depending on the economy, there's somebody, I guarantee it, who sees what you built as an asset that they might be willing to pay some multiple of. So good for you, Scott.
Yeah.
I hope that that would happen for you again. That would be awesome. But I mean, even if you're
Thank you.
staying in it, this is kind of that long term, could be that long term sustainable business, right? Because it's not like
Hmm.
it's ever going to become, out of fashion to be renovating or helping people
Yep.
achieve their honey-do list in their house. Yeah. Is there any advice? So you've been a part of two different franchise systems. Is there any advice that you would give to a listener about selecting the right franchisor and the brand that you want to be a part of?
Yeah, I think what coaches like you do, I mean, going through the process of really understanding your risk tolerance, your investment tolerance as well as capabilities. Goldfish versus Ace Handyman, very different in what you need to get involved in each of those brands. Also, just I love the operations of a business, and some can be very complex, and some can be very time consuming to kind of really figure out in your initial launch. So I think the operational support you get from the franchise office is really important. Both the brands I've been in now have been more what I call emerging brands. They're on the younger side, which I find so fascinating and fun because you're kind of growing and learning and evolving with them. For me, I was a competitive swimmer, so the swim school was just a natural fit for me. I was a swim coach at the high school level as well. And like I said, I love doing my own handyman work and home improvement projects. So to me, the most important thing is to have a passion for what you're doing. That makes me really excited every day to get up and face whatever challenge comes my way.
Comes your way. Absolutely. Are you finding it easy or challenging to find the right tradespeople to take on the projects?
Yeah, that I think if you looked at the entire brand, that's one of the biggest challenges that franchisees encounter. Very thankfully, we've been really fortunate with the team that we've assembled. We've had some turnover, as most businesses are going to go through, but we've worked really hard. I feel my two biggest jobs in working in the business is making the phone ring to bring in the business and bringing the right people on the team and putting them in the right seats.
Yeah, yeah,
I got to do
exactly.
it. I don't even think of it as a handyman business. I mean, my job is making the phone ring and making my staff successful.
Yeah, that's so amazing. That's probably why it's not an issue for you. I 100% agree with that. There's so many people out there that, especially people who are considering a franchise, that are going to trip over right now, especially the moment we're in right now in 2021, the current labor market. Can you find good employees? And I'm like, look, how about you take on the challenge of becoming the leader that can create an environment that makes a good employee, right? Like you can find somebody now, not maybe not if you're looking for an electrician or someone with a skill, but what I was going to say is that you can oftentimes hire somebody with the personality that's hungry to learn, that's coachable, and you can teach them to do the job, right? Now, that may not entirely be true in the business you're particularly in, but there's a lot of franchise businesses where that philosophy would work very, very well if the owner would take it upon themselves to get up the learning curve of how to be an inspiring leader, how to not instead of finding the right employees, creating the right
Yes.
employees through an opportunity, through a job, and through a culture that makes
Yep.
people want to show up and do a good job. Yeah. Awesome. I love it, Scott. Well, I really appreciate you being a guest today on Kim Daly TV. I know that your story is going to inspire other people because people love hearing it from you. Kim Daly sits in front of this camera and talks, and shares. But when you come on, your voice weighs 100 times more than mine. So I love that you are willing to come on and share your story. We wish you all the best as you get ready to scale up your business. And congratulations to my friend Alex Roberts. A little shout out to Alex Roberts, who was the franchise consultant who helped Scott find the Ace Handyman opportunity. And we wish you all the best. And again, we thank you so much for
Thank you.
being our special guest today.
My pleasure. Thank you, Kim.
You are welcome. Anybody out there interested in the ACE or any other franchise opportunity, you know that I want to be your daily coach. Please leave a comment below, or you can email Kim at thedailycoach.com and I'll get in contact with you so that you can begin your own franchise investigation journey. Until next time, I am Kim Daly and I want to be your daily coach.